How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to take a look at some assets in the marketplace. There's actually a sale right now going on for February. Unfortunately, it's until the 13th. So if you're watching this video after that, there might not be this 50% off sale. However, what I would recommend is, because the marketplace has sales so often, you can wish list these items and it'll notify you when the item is on sale. Now, a couple of things that I need to say about this is things that I'm not going to touch, because we're going to talk about assets that can be used for either cinematics, virtual production, or any kind of realistic animation. So I'm going to be skipping stylized things. I'm not going to be talking about audio. Now, this is something new that I'm trying on the channel. If you like this type of video and you want to see me do more content of it, please let me know down below and just leave a like. This is the way that I know people want me to do more of this specific type of videos. I don't mind doing it on other stores. I actually purchased from several marketplaces, not only from the Unreal marketplace. So if you want to see any other marketplace, I'll also like to know about that in the comments down below. Now, some of the things that I'm going to mention here, I've already bought with my own money. Some of them have actually been featured on the channel, and you know I only feature really high quality stuff on my channel when it comes to assets, and the others are things that I'm planning to buy. So most of the things, if not all the things you're going to see here, if I don't have them already, I am going to either purchase them right now after recording this, or I'm planning to do so very soon. Now, as always, there's a shout out to the level 2 of my Patreons. If you want to help out the channel, there's a Patreon down below that you can join in. It really goes a long way, especially with these things. What I use the YouTube revenue for is just to fund things for the channel, like buying assets, because I'm a solo artist, so I cannot make all this stuff myself. And speaking of that, I know there is some stigma from using marketplace assets, especially if you're making a game. That stigma is unfounded in a way, because the reason why the marketplace exists is because not every team has the capability or the money to hire AAA developers to make their game. So the marketplace is there so you can actually get these assets at an affordable price and to reduce the amount of time that you will be building these. In my case, I have a 9-to-5 job, so if I was building from scratch everything that you see on the channel, there would be no videos, or there would be like a video every 3 months, because I wouldn't have any time to make all these content. So that is why the marketplace exists, and I would like for people to get away from that stigma that I don't want to use marketplace assets because I'm going to be called an asset flipper. An asset flipper is somebody that grabs assets and just puts them there, and that's it. You don't add any content on top of it. You don't add any modifications. If you're using assets from the marketplace and you're making a game, then what I recommend is try to make your assets your own. So that's one of the things that I'm planning for my short film, is I'm going to get some assets from the marketplace. I know how to use Substance Painter. You can Google Substance Painter tutorials. I actually have some on my channel. It's actually pretty easy to use, and you can play around with the textures so they don't look exactly the same if someone else has used that asset before. Now, that's enough rambling. Let's get into the video. Okay, before we go into the assets themselves, what I'm going to do is we're going to look at the technical details, because when you're looking for assets inside the marketplace, I think this is very important, especially if you have not been around 3D art, or you're not a 3D artist, or you're new to Unreal. It's very important that you look at the technical details. So over here you have how many meshes are you going to get with a pack. If you're using this for a game, whether you have collision or not, is very important to know. The triangle count, I usually look at the triangle count mostly for characters, not so much for environments, because that can change with like small props and bigger props. So I use this mostly with characters. LODs, again, LODs can be auto-generated, so this is not super important. Number of master materials, the fact that something has master materials, it means that whoever built the asset put a lot of work into that, which is really important. Number of instances, also really good, just to know how many materials and many variations are you going to get. Number of textures, well, this is regarding the number of assets as well, and how many materials the author divided each asset in. So you may see this number something much higher than the unique meshes. All right, we got to one of the most important one is texture resolution. This one is awesome because it says 4K for all meshes, 256 for 4K for tiling textures. That's fine if it's a tiling texture. 4K to 6K for flip books. Again, 4K textures are really important, and this is one of those recommendations for people who make assets for the marketplace. Let me, the user, decide what kind of size of textures I want. Because if I'm making a game, if I want to optimize things, I can go into Photoshop and I can downsize a texture. I know you can also upscale it nowadays with some AI that Photoshop has, but it doesn't look as good. So give me the highest possible texture that you can get me, and I'll be the one deciding whether I want to reduce it or not. But again, most of the packs that you're going to be seeing here, most of them have at least 4K textures. Supported development platforms, I guess anything that uses Unreal. It says Windows 64 bits, but let's get to it. So let's start with the Contamination Zone Sci-Fi Laboratory. This actually looks really cool for a background if you're doing something akin to Quarantine Zone, a sci-fi lab. I think this looks pretty cool. It has a YouTube video. I'm not going to get into the YouTube videos, otherwise this is going to take a lot of time. But one of the things I like about this asset is the fact that it has a lot of things that you can reuse in other aspects. It has a lot of reflective surfaces, which when you're doing something realistic or something for virtual production, this kind of asset and this kind of material does help a lot. Some of them can look a little bit gamified, but you can take care of that by just tweaking the light a little bit. So again, you're gonna see that in common with some of the assets that I'll be recommending here. So as you can see, we have several meshes here. We have 8 modular walls, pipes, modular floors, ceilings, and again, 46 other props. One of the important things for me as someone who's creating videos for either cinematics or virtual production is the fact that there is variations in props. And even though this is a very particular environment, I know that I can reuse this in a totally different setting if I wanted to. Now moving on with the Cyberpunk Megapack environment, this one is great, and I actually have purchased product from this author before, and I know he produces really high quality. So if actually we go into his author page, he has some of the things that I actually own, like these. Some of them have been given as free for the month. So they're really high quality assets, and I highly recommend anything that this author produced. $69.99 for a pack that contains all of these environments, I think is an awesome deal. And especially if you're trying to build something cyberpunk, these environments are great for film because of the way he builds the textures, and the props are high poly enough so you can get some of them up close. Now moving on over here, we have a close combat animation set. I got this one for free for the month asset, and I have tested it out. It's an amazing one, and I know it's 50% off. So if you want to get some good animations for combat, close combat, I highly recommend this one. It's pretty cool and you're not gonna regret it. There is a preview here if you want to watch it, but again, these are one of the better animations that I've seen for close combat. Clazy Runner is another animation pack that I've purchased just because it's so great in regards to the motion with the weapons and all that. I don't know if this was motion captured or not, but it looks like it was motion captured and cleaned up because it looks so great. So this one has a little bit of parkour moves. It also has hit moves. So if you don't have a motion capture suit and you want to do like something crazy, some of these things you're gonna do in real life, I would presume. So even if you had a suit, I would highly recommend getting some of these because these are some very, very cool moves that you can get. And again, I bought this product with my own money just because of how amazing it is. Now, the next one that is actually on sale right now is Ultra Dynamic Sky. This is one that I would recommend that you should get because the way that it uses the volumetric clouds, the way that you can create different weather systems, it even gives you a way to get ripples on your textures and on your surfaces. if you have rain or if you have snow. And I actually have a review of this asset on my channel. It's going to be a link in the description down below if you want to watch that. But this is an asset that I recommend overall for exteriors because of how easy it is to work with, and there's so many possibilities that you can achieve, and the sky looks amazing. Now, another one for those of us who love to do sci-fi things in Unreal Engine is the Elite Landscapes, and not just this one is actually on sale right now. It's a pretty good deal, but all of his landscapes are really high quality. I do have a couple of them. One of the things that I'm going to say is you are going to need a very decent computer, a very decent GPU to run this because of the way they are configured. And I recommend you use them in Unreal Engine 4.27 because some of the terrain does rely on displacement to get this really high quality level, especially when you get up close. Okay, so we have the bunker pack, and this one, unfortunately, the description is in Russian and I do not understand this, but from the images that I see, this looks like something that I want to buy because of how much variation it has, how many things and how many possibilities you can have with this pipe. So if you just need some piping for like underground, for parking lot, this will get you there. If you can actually go to the art station and watch the video, it's actually pretty cool. My recommendation to whoever made this, go on Google Translate and please use an English format so you can actually reach more people. But this is something that I'm also getting because of how good these look. Now over here we have destroyed buildings, and the reason why I like this one is because it's so customizable. So it comes with some master materials that you can add the mega scans to if you wanted to, so switch it around. This is awesome for a post-apocalyptic setting. It's very easy, it's very plug and play. It has a lot of variations that will help you out make your post-apocalyptic system, especially if you want to use that as a background. I highly recommend all of these. Now we have a Cyberpunk Environment Megapack again. The reason why I'm putting this one here is because it's made by Leartes Studios and it's right now on sale. They made some very, very high quality environments. Sometimes they can be, like you said, this is $160 usually. Right now it's actually $80. I would highly recommend this because it contains a very good level of quality that you can see on their video, and they have so many assets from like up close to background assets like these big buildings and all that. So this is one that you don't want to miss if you're trying to make a cyberpunk environment. All right, this one might be a weird one because it contains just the controllers, and the reason why I am actually going to purchase this one is because I'm going to make a scene that it's inside a ship, and one of the points of view of the camera is going to be from down below from the controllers looking up. I need controllers that look very good up close. So again, this is a very simple pack that only contains this, but it's great because it has the controllers in a very high quality fashion, and it's not going to give you those jagged edges or anything like that. As you can see, all the surfaces are very nice and round. Now moving on, we have the Space Kit, Spaceship and Planets. This has a lot of stuff if you want to do a sci-fi scene. So you get a spaceship interior, and you also get a spaceship, an outside view of the spaceship. Not my favorite, but I will get this just for the interiors because it has so many things, and you can see that the interiors are very high quality. So this also comes with some planets. I do have another asset for planet creation, which is called Planet Creator. That's been featured on my videos before, so I probably wouldn't use these, but for the inside of the ship, there's so many assets that you can change, and there's so many modularity that you can use in this particular asset that I'm going to buy it just for that reason, because there are just so many possibilities that you can mix up to create the interior of a spaceship. Now this is another one from Dennis that looks amazing. This has a great exterior and it has very cool assets on the inside. This is very cinematic already, and this is something that if you tweak the light, you pretty much have like a high quality VFX background if you want to do green screen, or like I'm going to do because I'm going to be doing animated short films. This is perfect for that. Like I said, This isn't rated yet, but I've already used his assets and I highly recommend them. Same as with the Sci Fi Rooms and Corridor Interior kit. This is another one that I plan on getting because the scene and the settings that I'm going to be using are inside a space station. So this one is to complement the previous one that I just showed, which is the Orbital space. This has a little bit more variety, and this one is not even on sale, but I'm still gonna get it at full price. Doesn't matter because it is so good, and like you see, there's so many possibilities and variations that you can have here. All right, and for here you have the Ultimate Fire Pack. This is something that I actually have featured on my channel. There's going to be a video down below if you want to watch that. And as you can see, these are some very high quality assets for fire effects. I wasn't going to touch a lot of Niagara things, but these assets are actually translated from people that do actual VFX. They translated them into real time so you can use them in a game engine. So these one I highly recommend. Again, there's an overview on my channel if you want to watch that. Highly recommend it. Now this one is one that I featured on in my channel very soon. It's probably like 1 or 2 videos before this one. This is a very high quality medieval village that you can use either for your game or for your cinematics. Just need to tweak the light a little bit, but it's very plug and play. It's very easy to work with. I know there was a huge interest from people getting this one, and I know the price was a bit steep for some of you, but now is the time to get it because it's 50% off. This is a great deal at this price. Now, lastly, we have something that is on sale, and I'm going to highlight it because it's something that I'm going to get to do a sequence kind of like mimicking Dying Light, and this one is perfect for that. Scans Factory is a very high quality asset producer. They have some other environments in their repertoire that I would recommend anything from them because everything looks amazing, everything looks well put together, and I want to purchase this one right after making this video because I need to use all these high quality assets just to put together a small scene of someone doing parkour and all that. But if I was going to get something for like a post-apocalyptic district, something abandoned, this one will be it because it's so good. I highly recommend anything that comes out of Scans Factory. Those are the assets that I would recommend for February. These are some cool assets. Hopefully you caught some of them on sale. If not, like I said, just hit that little heart on the Unreal Engine Marketplace and wishlist it. And Unreal Marketplace always has some sales every single month, and some of them might even be free for the month. So make sure you wish list those assets. And well, that is it. Thank you for watching this video. As always, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Now I have an Instagram for some reason. There's a Discord if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a Patreon if you want to help out the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.